Hello and welcome into the Cafe Nightly Show. I'm your host, the Goldsmith. It is the 11th of October, 2024. It is a Friday, the end of the week, and we have a couple small things to show for it. First and foremost, the Haunted Halloween Plaza Challenge winner is announced with the design presented and available, or at least having the mock-up available for people to see. For the mock-up, obviously, we are going to have a number of holiday or Halloween-themed events later in the month. And with those Halloween-themed events, the plaza is going to be decorated special for Halloween. We've talked about the ability and the capability of customizing the design of the plaza, just like we have the customizable theaters. And part of the contest, or there was a contest to decorate for Halloween. So when we got into the end of the month in October, there was going to be the opportunity to have a plaza host events and have it reflect the season. So that's going to be kind of exciting. That was a overall a contest within Upland with some prizes involved, but it results in a design that we all can all can share and be a part of, and we'll get into that. And then also in the game of Upland Layer 1, not out there largely recognized, but we do have this harvest season ornaments available now for registration. Sale tomorrow. We'll get into that, reminded that. And yesterday the announcement was out, but it wasn't broken down into the pricing for this one and that one and the number of quantities. And we have those numbers now. So the number of quantities of individual designs for different structures, the pricing for each, we'll go into all of that. And then we'll call it a week, because it feels like when we have these little small announcements on the way, let's not overdwell on them so we can focus on the stuff when we have bigger announcements, hopefully maybe next week, as we do continue on. A couple things brewing more than likely. But for tonight, let's get into everything that we do have. All views and opinions, especially myself, that are mine and mine alone, shouldn't be taken as game strategy or financial advice. They represent the game of the team of Upland. Any views or opinions of those who we do have on and guessing contributors, they're their own opinions. They shouldn't be taken as game strategy or financial advice. They don't represent the game of the team of Upland. They represent myself, the Goldsmith, or the Cafe Nightly Show. So let's get into the announcements that do exist today and take a look at this winner here. Winner, chicken dinner. Again, the idea of this contest, if we go back and take a look, was to get some different options and opportunities. This is a community design contest, aka the design for the updated specific for the holiday season, for the Halloween season, was going to be coming from somebody who's an Uplander. It's not coming from the team of Upland. It's not coming from the game of Upland. It's coming from an individual who's competing to win. And again, it gives the opportunity for people to compete and be designers and be have a greater control over what the game of Upland looks like. And it is part of that next step. And that next step is continuing to have the customization and the buildability, or the scalability of the building of these individual places, the cafes, the plazas. We already have theaters and cafes out now. Part of being able to custom design these is be able to have the interface of new designs going in and getting implemented, people being able to actually have and be given the right information to be able to design and build the gross designs and have them implemented by the team of Upland. And again, every time we do these type of contests, it seems to be iterative. It seems to be, this is the first time we're doing blank. Well, it's the first time we're doing blank. So now that blank has been done for the first time, again, the plaza design, or we did potentially, if we did one like this for cafes or for theaters, where we're encouraging people to design things in a different way, then we can streamline and potentially have continued designs or easier to implement designs as we move into the future. And that's what we're going to see likely as we get into theaters and we get into more and more cafes coming out. The how it can be implemented, how we can make it easier for people to interact with these designs. Good to see you, Wolf Warren. What is up with you? Happy Friday, trees. Happy Friday to you, Dopest crew. Good to see everybody on a Friday evening. And let's get the picture up here again. The picture is key because it's kind of a big thing here. This mock-up of what the cafe or the plaza is going to look like for the spooky season this year. We can see these towers. We can see, what about the green pathways? Maybe that's going to be done something with. But look at this. So we do have some designs here, pillars and some jack o' lanterns up top. We see a spider web here in the distance. Again, it looks like it's going to be moving through a 3D space that was designed by the winner of the contest. The winner of the contest, congratulations, Julian, Juhenn, 2 3 N's at the end there. I think Julian's done some other design contests in the past, so congratulations, Julian. This is it's an interesting design. It is something that, again, it was a contest that allowed multiple designers of the game of Upland to compete and put out the best idea. And again, the iteration of getting a design and implementing it in the plaza, and then having many people be able to experience that. We will see that later in the month. It sounds like Upland's going to do some festivities around Halloween. We've done them around other holidays. Last year was lucky enough to put together and host something for excuse me, around the holiday season last year. We did a New Year's and like essentially Christmas. Around that time, the idea of a celebrate the holidays together in the plaza, and then there was again we did that again for New Year's as well. So it's kind of an exciting time last year to be able to use that plaza in that way. It is an underutilized resource currently in the game of Upland, and if we can build themes or build opportunities and events in that space, that's what's going to make it exciting to be there and share time and share space there. Again, sneak peek right here at that image. This is what the plaza is going to look like for Upland's upcoming Halloween festivities. Ooh la la. We already are going to going to know that the Upland's doing something. Excuse me, it's tickling the throat. We know Upland's going to be doing something. We know that this has been something that's going to be themed around Halloween. That's why we did this, and it's exciting. It's exciting that we can do more of these events around times of the season. We'd love to see an event for every season throughout the year, where Upland puts on something or does something or has some event or hosts it in some way that makes it a fun community event to celebrate the season that we happen to be in, regardless of that season. If we want to do a celebration for Sizzle season, a summer beach party, something. If we want to do that, I think that that would be a way of tying community together and enjoying ourselves while we are traveling throughout the year. So let's take a look at this update here. Again, every season we have a little different structural ornament sale, different quantity, different prices. We kind of have seen Upland titrate things a little bit, but I think they've gotten to a little bit of a consensus. So we'll take a quick look here. They have a total of 215 of the Harvest 2024 micro houses available, $14 or $13.99 for each of those. It is registered today by 8 a.m. PT tomorrow to participate in the sale at 9 a.m. PT. Again, it is a randomized order sale. We've seen that since they moved to selling these in USD and not in UPX, they don't sell through as quickly, but that doesn't mean that it's not worth buying the ornaments that you want to buy. Keeping in mind, it is always possible that whatever it is you're interested in could sell through. We see that some of the more popular structures, they do sell through more quickly than others. Harvest Season 2024 Ranch House, there's 100 of those available at $15.99. The Harvest 2024 Small Townhouse 2, there is a total of 100 of those available at $15.99. And this is where it gets interesting. Historically, there are 5, maybe 8 times as many small townhouse 2s compared to ranch houses. So kind of interesting to see that the number of structures does not reflect the number of available ornaments. Just a thought there. The small townhouse version 1, 100 of those available at $15.99. Harvest 2024 Luxury Ranch, 100 of those available at $17.99. 100 of the modern luxury luxury modern house at $17.99. The Harvest Townhouse, $17.99. And at $19.99, there's 200 of those available for the apartments building. Go figure. Look at that. There are twice as many apartment buildings available as small townhouses. And the reality is there are many, many, many more small townhouses than apartments that were built in the game of Upland. It is one of those things that, as far as decorating is concerned, we do see that apartments are much more common or much more in demand to be decorated, partially because you can do more with those structures because it's a larger structure. And we're going to take a look at some of these designs here real quick. This is what the apartment building looks like. Again, it's the same theory. We know that Upland is playing with this pixel theory, and they're playing with, again, it looks like, I don't know if it's a Minecraft-esque here, where we're building off these blocks and we get these diamonds for whatever reason that are in there. We get over here into this version, same thing. These blocks built on these cuboid blocks. A lot of these diamonds sneaking in here on the townhouse as well. Same thing here, similar but set up to follow the design of the luxury modern house. Same thing, where we're seeing the same elements. These blue diamonds sitting on top of a series of gray and brown and gold colored or yellow colored cubes throughout. We continue to see that all down the line here. And again, not a lot of variety. It's just the same theme on each structure. With, I don't see if there's a ton of rhyme or reason as far as how it's set. That said, these are structure ornaments that do follow the season. They do count towards the structure ornament leaderboard for the season of harvest, for the harvest season this year, 2024. This is what we get. So if you want it to be different, unfortunately, we're not going to have something that ties into harvest season. We're not going to have something that has squash or pumpkin on the outside of it. We're not going to have something that represents fall and the leaves falling. We're not going to have something that represents, the time of year where we're going from the end of the year and maybe we see sticks and we maybe see trees without leaves on them. That's not what we celebrate, or Upland celebrates when they look at these seasons. They go to a theme, and the theme dictates as opposed to the actual time of the year. So that's what it is. If you want to see a little different structure ornament, ooh la la, if you want to see a little different structure ornament that represents the time of the year, that represents harvest season, go take a look at UGC. That's the one great thing, or one of the great things, I should say, of Upland having the UGC. When there's many good things, I should say, of the UGC, but having user-generated content here is, if we don't like what Upland's putting out there, which, again, go ahead. It's a public sale. It's out there. There's a lot of people who are going to say, this is easier for me to participate and buy these from the Upland store than it is for me to go and travel to a MetaVenture. Get that, understand that. And some people like to have the ubiquity of, this is what was put out by Upland. Everyone knows what they are. Everyone's seen them. People enjoy that as well. I definitely understand that. But if you want to see something a little special, you want to see something, or you want to build something within your community, and you're willing to get a hold of an artist and somebody who has a MetaVenture who can actually produce these structural ornaments, this is a great opportunity. With a UGC, allowing people to kind of cultivate their own audience and put things out. I mean, there's a couple artists who have themes where they go from one season to the next, and they kind of build on a prior theme from the previous season. If you have that you want to build and develop in your own MetaVenture, you are somebody who's a designer or you work with a designer, this is a great opportunity in the UGC structural ornaments. Get me something gorgeous. Get me a big pumpkin house. Get me something that follows Halloween season. We've done previously a partnership with Spirit Halloween, which was pretty cool. There was a number of ornaments that were built around different, again, real world costumes that are put out by Spirit Halloween, different decorations that kind of tie into Spirit Halloween. That was a really cool partnership with Upland, because there was a real world product that tied kind of into the game of Upland, not just branding. You could go and see this product. It's based on blank Halloween, whatever the motif was. And you see that. You see that when you go in the stores. That was really cool. But you have an UGC element. Somebody wants to, pattern it after something that says whatever Halloween trend for 2024 is out there, whatever the common costume for the year is, whatever is something that's part of the zeitgeist, that could be done. So I'd love to see that, be more the way people express themselves, is use the UGC element. If you have a project or you want to put out a specific design, go and do it. And again, if you want to purchase something like that, Go look those up. Go search those out. Go to UGC structure ornaments and go see what you can find. There is an easy way to do so. Go in the lower right hand corner of your screen. You can go to search for. You can search for assets. You can search for types of assets like structure ornaments. You can come over here. Look at this. I can go to sort by, and I can go and sort by pricing. I can go back here, and if this is still working, and I can search by harvest. Boom, and I can see that I can see harvest season. If people are putting their names into the comments, I can kind of see that where that lines up as far as the assets or the language for the structure ornaments. If I do come in here and I'm looking for the right season, let's cross our fingers and maybe they named this or someone named this properly. Matsuda R, Aula Harvest Townhouse. Look at this. Pop up a total of 1,000 of these to be made. There's 117 out there right now. Oh, sorry, 216 of these out here right now. Not picking one specifically, but I can come in and I can see that as a structure ornament, it is in the season of harvest season. So if I wanted to purchase a structure ornament, I didn't want to get one that looks like it's a Pixels or a Wapwins theme that they're trying to follow. I can see that this is something that is designed specifically for harvest season. It is available for harvest season, and this is what it looks like. And if you ask me, this is what I think about when I think about harvest season. You get the pumpkins, you get the corn in the wheelbarrow. You see some autumn leaves on the outside of the structure. That would scream harvest season to me. And if I look at pricing on this, again, this is not something I've been taking a look at to sell one or the other. I see that I have an UPX price. So I can go and purchase this ornament in UPX if I chose. And then I would have it to, again, qualify if I put it on a property that I have a structure on and that happens to be in the collection now. That's going to count towards my leaderboard contest for the harvest season structure ornament decorate. So this is another opportunity for buying your structure ornaments. Again, it's always nice for Upland's official structure ornaments or Upland's official NFTs to be out there and available. They make them ubiquitous. More people see them. Sometimes people like them more because it is what Upland put out there. And collectability, it is what it is. It's up to the market to decide. It's up to individuals to decide. But if you are looking for a larger amount of variety than just what Upland's putting out there, take a look at the UGC side of things. That's my pitch. That's where I'm looking forward to, in the game of Upland moving forward. And again, we see this right here. We've got an opportunity for at least a little bit of harvest along the way. If I go and type the word harvest in here, trying to get a little easier way to search up my structure ornaments, I'm going to make the argument that we probably should be able to search by season, but that's just me. But if I search by harvest here, let's cross my fingers. Let's see if they managed to do it. And I think he did. I only say I think he did because Ace 696 is pretty good at naming things. Oh my gosh, Ace Grill House Harvest for harvest season. It is for harvest season October 1st through November 15th. That would qualify again if I use that in my structure ornament on one of my properties that is a collection to be on the leaderboard contest. And take a look, it doesn't look half bad either. And we got OPX pricing. Isn't that lovely? So look at this. I don't know. Ace isn't in the U.S., so maybe Ace's traditions at different times of year is different than ours, but it is grilling. When I get into harvest season, we don't have grilling as much because it gets chilly because I'm a little far north for all of that. But here we are. There we go. Look at that grill. Look at that steak. Oh my gosh. This is kind of fun. And this is something that is from the UGC sector. It is an official, harvest season. It does qualify if I'm decorating for harvest season. And look at this. Look at this. It's UPX pricing. So if you want to buy an UPX instead of USD, here's another option to do so. You do have to travel to a meta venture to purchase. But that is part of the game of Upland. And we are having that locality pushed down our throats. And this has been my experience with people like Ace, they sell things in different locations. So Maybe it's not in the city that you're in. Maybe there is a city nearby, or maybe there's multiple of the same shops put out by a certain amount of interest, so you could purchase in a city near you as opposed to traveling across the globe in the game of Upland. So that is kind of exciting. I'm going to make that another part of looking forward here as we do go and do more and more things and more expansion in Upland into new segments. Let's keep our eyes on the UGC side, because some of the stuff that's coming out from the UGC side competes very favorably. Some would argue better. I will say favorably with what Upland's putting out. So we do have that opportunity of really seeing what options are out there, supporting other Uplanders. It does help the Upland economy overall. Everyone's a benefactor of it, because these being available again supports the vibrancy of player to player, player to player purchases, player to player economy, and ultimately, if you ask me, the two biggest things about I'm going to go three. The three biggest things about Upland that are successful to this date is a robust player to player economy that is relatively easy to access, doesn't require learning a lot of crypto, doesn't require different wallets. It's pretty easy and seamless between parties. Second thing that's successful is there is accessibility to creators. There's been a lot of learning curve along the way. People have had to put some effort in and have some patience, but there is a lot of accessibility if you are a creator to put your design out in a way that can be purchasable by a wide variety of individuals in the game of Upland, and then be used as a digital asset inside of a 3D environment, inside of a game, on top of just being a standalone digital collectible, which is kind of exciting. And the third thing that Upland has been doing well, as far as I'm concerned, is the ability for us to go ahead and have this as a reusable feature. So if I go and purchase one of these and it doesn't make sense to me in 2 years or 6 months, I can go and resell that. Again, utilizing the same market. It's interoperable in between my properties and your properties. It's interoperable between I'm having it as a collectible in my wallet. I sell it to you. You have it as a collectible in yours. You dictate where you want to have the little crate set, and what property you want to have it decorated. That's kind of exciting that you can do all those things, all by a design that was designed by a player of the game, as opposed to having to worry about everything coming just from the game of Upland. And so long as that's continuing to happen, that is one of the segments that I want to keep focusing on in the game, is how is the UGC market or the UGC products available in whatever the theme is here. And this theme right now, what we're looking at is the structure ornaments specifically for harvest season. So for tonight, I do want to say, hey, it's been a fun week and all, but we do have to get into the weekend. Thank you so much for being here Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. PT. Do want to keep it a focus as we do look forward into the next couple of weeks, that we do have a couple things going on for harvest season, including on the 30th of the month, on the 30th of October, there is a snapshot and going to be an airdrop for those who qualify, who did have Sparklet. They held on to it and earned it. They had to earn it by TGE and have held on to it till now in the game, not taking it out. So you are going to want to finish your tasks, as many as possible, the harvest season task, so you can get your multiplier for that airdrop. We do also know that there are a number of contests that are going on throughout the season, including the race series, the harvest season race series, and the structure ornament series, or structure ornament leaderboard contest. So keep participating, get going, and keep on going throughout the season. For tonight, we will see you next week on Monday, 7:30 p.m. PT. If you're in the Upland Cafe Discord, please feel free to unmute your mic. The floor is yours.